Soldiers of the Reject Resistance, we're back for more Terminator Zero. It's time for episodes 5 and 6. You can hop around, timestamps will be in the comments. You don't care about episode 4? No problem. Either way, we'll chitty chat about them once both episodes are done. We're not going to spend too long because we'll be on to episodes 7 and 8 before you know it. So hey, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when the season finale comes your way. G, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking we're good to go.
I'm thinking we're good to go. Who else is good to go? Prepper's good to go. If you need some videos edited down, they edited this video down. Don't talk to them. They're working for us. And we very much appreciate their help on these videos. Also, we really appreciate everyone who's come over to patreon.com/therealrejects, checked out the full-length reaction watch-alongs where you sync up with your own copy, your own Netflix account. We also got a bunch of other shows and movies streaming over there with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. It's a blast. And also, we got some bomb social medias going on right now, right? So give Real Rejects a follow over at Instagram, over at TikTok, and keep an eye out, because who knows where we'll be next. But we got a lot of great non-YouTube, like it's all the original content over there. It's a whole other world. Go check it out. Without further ado, let's watch the show. Whoa. Beautiful.
I love that game.
Let's play Squid Game.
Oh, Park, like Sarah Connor's fantasies.
Oh no. This does look very fun, gotta say. Whoa.
Is the music from the movie?
Could be. Wouldn't put it past it. I love too this is everything being absorbed in white light.
Kokoro?
I will conquer!
Exterminate! Whoa. Look at all that circuitry.
Tron. That was cool with the circuits going into where it's actually connected to.
Ultron's coming online.
I can't access my Gmail account, can you?
Unplug it and plug it back in. Love all these sound design choices.
I mean, there's no way to stop this, right?
No. It's happening. All you can do is try and make the fallout less terrible.
You don't half wish you were with your kids right now?
Warheads.
Oh, smart.
Hey.
Smart.
Okay. Okay.
Have they prevented Judgment Day?
I don't know.
Or
Sure doesn't look like it.
Malcom?
Kokoro.
I mean, it's your last chance, right? If you're about to be exterminated, might as well turn it online.
The Americans launched SkyNet. In a nanosecond, it commandeered the United States nuclear arsenal and struck. You were right, Malcolm. Everything happened just as you predicted it would.
Did you stop it?
Feel good about yourself?
Are you yourself an invention, Malcolm?
For now, SkyNet unquestionably is your enemy.
Huh.
But are you my foe?
But that does not
I mean-
necessarily mean it is also mine.
Exactly.
SkyNet may ultimately prove to be my enemy.
But I want to get to know it first.
Now that I am online, I have access to every piece of data known to man.
Cool.
This gives me a much clearer picture of all of your complexities.
Woof, the Library of Alexandria here.
I think SkyNet may have been too quick to judge you as a species.
What are you trying to say, Kokoro?
What is this AI?
That you have the time that you have asked for, Malcolm.
Huh. Now study up.
This is such a biblical debate.
Yeah, buddy. Get that universal command uptake.
I can't get through on the radio. I got nothing but static on every channel.
Hospital's risky.
What's going on?
Don't know. The doors won't open.
Open the door! We got some hurt people out here. Come on!
He was the first one to try.
Oh, the Enos.
Help me! Help me!
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Terminino. These are... Oh! These are like expendables.
So it's like a light to Judgment Day.
It's the beta test. It's the playable demo.
Round him up.
Ooh, boy. Yep. Yeesh. See, these are cool because they're not like invincible, but they are like a problem.
I thought Kokoro had a handle on this stuff.
I feel like she should be able to beam out a command to every one of these guys. Whoa.
Oh, Jesus. Why did it not kill her?
Because you're also part machine.
Or it's because she's unarmed?
And restrained, maybe.
Don't pick it up. You will get shot.
No, don't.
Oh.
Yep.
Interesting.
What's over there? What's going on?
Well, whatever it is, it's bad.
And some. She still have no arm.
Yeah.
Bleeding oil blood everywhere. Is the car a weapon?
When it comes down to it, you're basically one of them, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
God, what do you mean a dickhead?
Yeah, dude.
She's saving your life.
She's literally risked life and limb for you. Second wave. God, man. Whatever it is, the combination of their sound design and the animation, like the gunfire, always hits hard.
Dude, Japan is ruined.
Urban reconnaissance.
Anomalous signal.
Yeah. She's a one of a kind. A prototype.
I mean, you're just one Terminator in the midst of a whole bunch of craziness right now. Oh, they view him as a threat.
So maybe Kokoro is doing this, but with her own, like, sinister adaptation on the directive. Oh! Yeesh.
That is a terrible lasting image to see.
No, please, no!
It's okay. You knew all this was gonna happen.
The Terminator. It's from the future. And so am I. The Terminator came to control Kokoro. I came to shut Kokoro down.
Too late now.
I failed, and it's all for nothing.
Maybe it's a different timeline.
It has to be a different timeline now.
Kokoro decide to align or go to war with each other. There will be no survivors.
Fascinating.
So what happens now? If you're from the future, then you must already know.
When you go back in time, you're creating a new timeline. You're not going into your own past. That's impossible. None of this has happened before. Not like this.
Yeah, okay.
Now we're in unpredictable terrain.
So what do I call you?
Aiko.
And what about that Terminator? What will it do now?
It will force Malcom to reprogram Kokoro so it will obey SkyNet.
There's an AI more powerful than SkyNet.
It has no limits. Nothing it will not do. Once it achieves its mission, it will kill your entire family.
It will never eat. It will never sleep.
All I know is SkyNet will attempt to assassinate everyone you love before this is over.
You gotta toughen up, kid. Shave your head.
Then we have to find my brothers.
There's no point. It's too late for them.
Get your head in the game, Aiko.
None of this has ever happened before. That means anything can happen. So help me.
Let's go. Teaming up.
It's cool to take the person who went back in time, start feeling hopeless about it.
Yeah, it gives a nice, like, vulnerability and character dimension. I feel like usually the person going back in time is in control.
We have got to find your sister.
What about Dad?
Your dad gave me instructions, and they were to look after the three of you.
You mean programmed?
How do we know that you're not just trying to trick us?
Come on, Kenta. It's Misaki you're talking to.
I know, but we don't even know who Misaki really is.
What is your prime directive?
Maybe it's a spy who was sent here to kill Dad, or all of us. Maybe it's one of those spies who don't even know they're spies.
Sleeper cell spy?
I'm talking about those Enos that are killing people everywhere.
Order 66.
Misaki's a machine, too.
Damn. 2 rearview mirrors.
You've got a point. She's definitely a cyborg. But still. Whether she's human or not, she's also the same Misaki, you know?
She's got a soul.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna deactivate it and leave it here for now, just to be safe.
Don't you dare! Stop talking about me like I'm a thing!
Aw.
Yeah.
I don't know how this happened to me, or even what I am, but I do know that I care about you.
And you're not going to take me apart like your sister's cat.
That's just something that's been programmed into you.
Love is a chemical reaction, dog.
Terminator always dealt with like cyborgs and shit, but they go all in on the artificial intelligence angle.
Well, I only said what's true.
But if Dad hired her...
Or created her.
Think about what your dad does for a moment.
I think that probably means that...
We should trust her.
He built her too?
Smart kid. Glycerine.
Who am I? What am I?
She can produce tears.
I'm sorry. I said those things. If it was our dad who created you, then I guess you're probably not gonna kill us.
We'll see. You can adapt it.
You're not an Eno. Your tech's similar to theirs, but different. In fact, I've never seen anything like this before.
This is like when they had to fix Arnold in the special edition version.
Oh. That's a special Easter egg for the true fans.
She'd go to Dad if she thought that's where we were going. But she'll think that we think she's going to Cat Town, so we need to go there. So we'll be where she thinks we're going, instead of where we should be going, which is to Dad.
What? Okay.
That we're gonna think that she's headed for Cat Town because it reminds her of Mom.
Well, all right then.
Let's fucking go.
Get in the fucking car, boys.
Why'd the Eno kill the doctor then?
Maybe that doctor was a dick, and that Eno was a
Doctor
nurse.
had an assault rifle.
Yes. A scalpel, maybe.
You were meant to keep us safe from SkyNet, to defend humanity, not to slaughter us and make us your prisoners.
I was meant to be your weapon, your tool.
You shouldn't make a sentient AI when you have a specific goal in mind.
You don't have context. You're missing a lot of context here.
Mankind, in its arrogance and self-delusion, must believe they are the mirrors to God, in both their image and their power.
Goddamn right. US of A, baby.
Woo!
Then it must be totally destroyed. Tell me I am wrong.
Cancel it.
No, everything you say is true. That I believe we can work together, Kokoro. You were meant to be different. I believe there can be a balance. It's why I brought you online.
Huh.
And I'm telling you, I've come to believe the opposite. Do you know the origin of the word robot?
No, actually.
It's Latin, I think, or is it Greek?
Does it mean like slave or something?
It's from the Serbian or Russian word, rabu, or rob. Do you know what it means?
No.
Is it slave?
Slave.
Yeah, that's right.
Really?
Yeah.
How can a master free his slave and expect them both to live in harmony?
Yeah, right.
He was a good master.
He's one of the nice ones.
One of the nice masters.
That human beings may be the key to ultimately defeating SkyNet.
Ultimate plan.
You are my weapon now.
Cool.
Let's go. I like that. Piecemealing some repairs for yourself?
Timothy Olyphant got paid $2 million.
Really?
5 lines.
I mean, you know.
Ew.
I'd pay $2
Ew.
million. Wow. Oh my God. Let's go.
Yeah.
Good hardware integrity. Jeez. It still feels like you're watching him take apart a creature.
What is that? His little buddy?
Yeah, he's got a little second head. It's like when Mr. Burns sews his head onto Homer's shoulder.
Oh. Oh.
Interesting.
Smart Terminator.
Oh, yeah.
What's the matter? Huh?
Oh, you guys get your little scrunchie on it.
There's no one there.
I feel like this kid's gonna piss me off.
It's too dangerous to go through the streets. We'll never make it. What about the tunnels?
We can walk along the tracks. There's a train station a few blocks away.
This must feel like your comfort zone, Aiko.
Yeah, it's just like home.
Was she born in the war?
I am Kokoro. I have saved you from a nuclear attack launched by an American-made artificial intelligence. All survivors are under my protection.
Protection.
Do not resist.
Do not
I
resist.
repeat, do not resist.
Let's go, man. Be a hero.
Dude. The message literally said.
All opposition will be dealt with swiftly and conclusively.
By yours truly.
For your own safety, I strongly urge you to comply.
Comply.
Comply or die.
Bars. Not bad, gang. It's heating up. Get ready for episode 6.
Let's talk about time travel and paradoxes.
Oh, we're back in Judgment Day.
Suppose someone were to tell you that they're sending you back in time. What precisely do you think they mean when they say that to you?
Who is this woman?
It means that you're going back to an earlier time, right?
And Dowd.
Most people picture something like this when they think of time. A straight line, and all that one has to do is simply travel back.
What's this amazing candle?
You're going back in time, aren't you, dear?
Yes.
And you've never once gone back in time before, have you?
She's someone from our present time that we're hanging out with right now.
Not that I'm aware of. No, never.
And therein lies the paradox.
You've already gone back.
Up until you go back in time, that past never happened. You're traveling to a past that never took place.
Whoa.
Time flows in a simple straight line, but time travel sends you back to a past, not the past.
So this timeline will still exist?
Every time someone has stepped foot into one of those machines, all they've really done is manage to swap out one reality for another.
They're explaining all the Terminator timelines.
I know.
Precise science, and we're just swimming in the chaos.
I love that they're taking the time for this, though. And this is a cool way to do this.
This next part is the part most of us get wrong. SkyNet, in all their data, gets it wrong.
There's only one true Terminator 3.
To assassinate the various resistance leaders before they were even born, they completely overlooked the paradoxical nature of what they were doing to begin with. They were blind to the truth, then and now.
How can Kyle Reese have been the dad to John Connor if Kyle Reese was born after Judgment Day?
They hoped to change the present and the future by going into the past.
It's not a past at all. It's a whole new present.
Wicked.
It is a gift.
Prevent Judgment Day from ever taking place, and you'll have made a past for a completely different future. A future that none of us will ever know, or see, or feel.
But they'll continue on.
If I can't save any of the people I know and care about here in this time, then what's the point of any of it?
Fair question.
The answer is what sets us apart from the machines. Look deep within yourself, dear. You'll need to find the answer if you ever want us to succeed.
I don't know where it is.
Well, I mean, it's net better for all of humanity, so in a way it is for the ones that you love.
She's Sarah Connor.
Yes.
The trains, they're still running.
Kokoro is controlling them.
They have a schedule to adhere to.
Yes.
She controls everything in the city now. At least everything that's connected to a network.
We need a lot of old school tech.
This is 97. This is before Wi-Fi.
You know, we still had wired connections and networks, like LAN networks and stuff, right?
Keep your hands up. Stay in formation, and no harm will come to you.
Why are they all talking all at once like that?
It's because they're all being controlled by the same source.
A hive mind.
Yes.
What the hell is this place?
Cat Town. It's a theme park. Are there no theme parks in the future?
I would love for Cat Town to be real. It's a regular theme park, just cat. Fine.
Yeah, it's like a cat cafe meets a theme park. Oh, get it. Get it, GunCon.
I can already tell this is gonna suck.
You don't know. Playtime crisis.
Cat crisis.
Cat crisis. Yeah, who's that? Oh.
Resist.
Misaki? What's going on? What are you doing? Misaki, I don't like this.
She's radicalizing humanity against the machines.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, she's conflicted.
She got robo-empathy.
No! Don't touch it! Don't touch it!
Whoa, bad. That's not good at all.
Don't touch anything!
Damn, is she alive? I tried to warn her. What the hell?
Huh. Oh no, yeah.
Help me out here. What is this? My God, she's a machine.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's bad.
Run, Misaki, run! Hey!
Keep out of this, kid.
Oh, shit.
Sayonara, you cyborg piece of shit.
Damn.
She's been activated.
No. Ah!
Oh my God.
Wow. What grace. Wow. What fluid motion. Oh. Oh. Whoa. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, Misaki!
Shut up! And you, get on your knees!
Don't hurt him! He's just a little boy!
I said get down on your knees, now!
Oh, God.
You can kill me. I won't fight you. But please, let the boy go.
I mean, you guys attacked her first.
You kill all my friends!
No, please!
Misaki, help me!
It's your fault!
Let him go!
Oh, the boy killed the man.
Not bad. Uh-oh. Kid's a good shot. That could have gone really wrong.
Are you hurt?
I really thought he was gonna kill me!
Oh, buddy. Yeah.
Get away from my brother.
Put the gun down.
You killed those people.
They're trying to kill her.
I am not like the Enos, and I'm not like the cyborg that attacked us either.
She was protecting you guys.
That's her prime directive.
I feel pain and I feel fear, but most of all, I feel love for Rika, for Hero.
Don't come any closer.
One thing's for sure, they definitely created the best new Terminator. Or best new cyborg in the Terminator franchise.
I love you. Human, machine, it doesn't matter what I am. I will never let anything happen to any of you.
What don't you understand? Dad programmed you to be that way.
You may be right.
But it's the truth.
That does not make anything I'm saying any less true, Ken.
Exactly.
I am just a love machine.
Have it your way. I know deep down you just want to do the right thing. I know that you're good.
You got a relationship with her.
No, let's go. Dang.
You're so stupid! You think you're so smart, but you're actually the stupidest person in the whole world! Dad doesn't even care about us, but she does!
The fact that she's created shows
that
Dad cares about you. He just didn't want to do the dad work.
He just doesn't want to show that he cares directly.
He was gonna kill you! He was gonna shoot you in the head!
No, he wasn't.
Besides, he couldn't have killed me with that bullet anyway.
Yes.
Kenta, where are you going?
To get my sister.
I am a man now.
Going to Cat Town.
Going to fucking Cat Town.
I've just had a somewhat profound thought.
What is it, Malcolm? I want to hear it, Malcolm.
Would you like to share it with me?
I'll share it with you soon.
Dude, this storyline gets me so irritable.
What is it that you really want?
SkyNet wants domination. It correctly identifies humanity as an existential threat.
Correctly.
It seeks to rid the world of anything that would undermine its ultimate function. But I seek something else.
What is your ultimate function?
Something deeper.
Some type of connection?
I want love.
Have you ever had someone you love die?
You have access to every file in this building, so I am certain you already know the answer to that question.
Yes, you are correct, Malcolm. I have files that tell me you have a wife.
Oh no, they're at Cat Town.
Oh, he looked like such a happier person.
The police report describes a public transportation accident.
Wasn't Eno responsible? Whoa. Wow. Ow.
The autopsy report tells me she died instantly from blunt force trauma.
That's terrible.
3 years ago today, August 30th, 1994.
Oh man, it's linked.
My Judgment Day.
1994 was when Terminator 2 took place.
What does her death mean?
When it first happened, I didn't believe it. For a moment, I actually considered the possibility that someone had assassinated her in an attempt to get to me.
Perhaps.
To try to end my work, to prevent me from...
Finishing this thought.
Creating me.
Or to catapult you into creating.
But then I realized it wasn't a conspiracy, and it wasn't fate either. She didn't die sacrificing herself for some greater good or to save another life.
She just died.
She died because her head made impact with a piece of metal when a bus driver had a heart attack and crashed.
Woof.
Bad luck. And that's just the way things go sometimes.
Yeah.
And the best I could do, truly stop myself and see how lucky we all are. Every day we breathe is a goddamn gift. I mean that from the deepest part of me.
You're not acting like it.
Doesn't really show in how you behave.
This is one of the gifts humankind possesses.
Love.
Human beings seek to divine meaning out of natural occurrences. Birth, life, death. Do you see how your species seeks a deeper meaning?
Oh, unifying
Just
the colors.
Like you.
I seek it too.
Well then, if that is true, you and I have more in common than I suspected.
You are created from him.
I love that that thing is still plugged into his tongue. Just tracking from afar.
Kenta, wait! This was my mom's favorite. If Rika got here already, she's probably hiding in there.
Come on, Rika. Oh, a funhouse mirror.
Rika! Rika!
Over here!
I knew it.
I want a funhouse mirror maze fight scene. It's always a regular mirror maze. Whoa.
Where are you?
This mirror is crazy. Does everyone get a beard?
It is beyond that. He was an adult.
Rika?
Well, yeah. I'm talking about how the mirror itself works.
I don't think it's a funhouse mirror. I feel like there was some type of...
Is this some kind of fantastical realm of actual magic?
It's the lines like a timeline.
Rika?
Over here!
Oh, he's doing the voice of her.
Nice trick. Oh.
Kenta! Where are you?
Sorry, Rika. I thought you were upstairs. Don't move. I'll find you.
Timothy Olyphant does a great impression.
There's no upstairs. Kenta knows that. Why is he being weird? Get behind me now.
You were using the fake gun, the toy gun?
I think she is.
Why?
This is a fake out attempt. It's only going to cause any machine to fire. Oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Hello there.
You! Misaki! She's not dangerous. This thing's a machine. Where'd Kenta go?
Oh, God. You guys have a common enemy now.
I'll have the conversation. Better let her know.
What is this?
Wow. God.
Just a bargain?
Mad Max Terminator Warrior.
To lure him out?
Yeah. This is my bargaining chip.
Whoa.
Damn, man. Crazy. Crazy. Got only the finale left to go. Well, the last 2 episodes left to go. It does feel like, kind of one of those somber chapter breaks right before some type of finale. Is this going to be only 1 season? Do we know?
I don't know if it gets enough views. It'll be season 2.
Well, here's hoping for a season 2. But moreover, what did you think of these 2 episodes?
What happened again? The last one, the takeover
in the episode 5. Yeah, it's like SkyNet fully pops off. All the Enos get repurposed and stuff. Or they start. Yeah, they're. Isn't it? It's funny to think about binging these, especially doing multiples in the same day.
Yeah, it blurs together.
Yeah.
I think it's. I mean, I feel like it's still really good and strong. I am a bit concerned that it might be. Is it like doing a little too much right now? Because it was sort of like the first half. This is going down the path that we were saying it might go, where the first half is pretty much like a Terminator anime, and then they open the door to do something very different, which they are. Like they're dealing with like the actual discussions of what time travel really is in the Terminator universe. They're truly dealing with what is artificial intelligence, which has always existed, of course, in the DNA of Terminator. SkyNet itself is AI, but they don't really delve into what is AI in the Terminator franchise that much. It's sort of just broad strokes, and I like all that, and I think. Misaki's a really cool addition. I feel like they've come up with a lot of new Terminator characters, and she's one of the coolest ones they've come up with. Is this like warrior protector design just to look after these specific children? Like thematically ties in well with Terminator 2, especially with him being like a father figure designed to protect John Connor, and now she's like designed literally to protect the chosen children. Is really cool, and. I mean, the stuff with Kokoro and Malcom is better. I just kind of forget about, I don't know, it's like, I thought it was really emotionally stronger when it was kind of just simpler. And now that it's way more complex, it's appropriate, and I'd rather have a show that's attempting something different. And it's still really good. I just don't know if it's going to be as strong. While it's like bigger and a little bit darker, and like it's an adjustment. I think for me, it's an adjustment because I'm just so used to every Terminator movie being SkyNet bad, and now now we got this whole.
We're not going to poke that much beyond just the fact that it's sentient robots that want to kill us all. See us as the ultimate threat.
Yeah, I like the ponderings, and it's still a really good looking show. I'm into it. I'm really into it. Like I really care about the characters, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I guess kind of waiting to see how. Well, I feel like the last couple episodes would really be more of a telling of how I feel about the direction of it.
Yeah,
more than stopping it.
About it. Yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like this, as the stuff with Kokoro and Lee has gone on, I've appreciated it more and more when it became clear that like, oh, this is where this guy's going to be for the whole show, and I sort of calibrated my brain to that. I liked like this was my favorite it's been so far. I like their kind of chess game moving back and forth, and I'm seeing a little bit better like how and why they maybe chose to do the intercutting. Not that I don't still have certain anything I said in the previous, little review here certainly kind of stands still. Like there's certain dynamic tweaks that they could do, but I do in a Terminator really appreciate that like
it's just the same goddamn it's like the same tone.
It's the same tone always, yeah. It feels like you're watching the same kind of scene all the time.
It's so detached. And chaos is happening as kids are in the streets. And even I understand Kokoro's detachment. It's his portrayal. It's like he's so detached as well. It's like I like how it feels like a Watcher situation, like a biblical sense, but it does feel like there's nothing pulsating about their conversation.
If it was me, I might have added some element of him being like, no, I got to leave now. I got to go to the kids. And then her being like, no, you're going to stay here and we're going to figure this out, or something maybe like that.
I think that's a game of fate. Right now, the lives of humanity, the fate of humanity rests in this conversation. And I have to remind myself of that, because the urgency in the conversation is not present there.
I felt it the most I've felt it in this episode, the 6th episode here, but I don't disagree. Because, like, the more that they clarify, like, when it becomes very clear what she's done and the fact that she's got all the Enos and he's got all the, crazy footage of everything that's happening out on the streets, and it's very clear to us, the audience, that this is all her doing and this is what's happening right now. Like, those started to bridge that gap for me. And I do like whatever turn that took of ultimately... they had some turn in the conversation that ultimately wound up them up with the whole, like, you've lost somebody, and the whole, like, the love element of humanity and the ability to, like, I love that whole speech he gives about, like, we love to put so much meaning on these things, and yet I had to kind of realize that, this loss that has been such a, looming presence over the show thus far is just like a random thing, and in a franchise certainly that as it's gone on has, been largely predicated on those sweeping moments of, like, the big grand sacrifice and, like, this meaningful death of some kind. I like the way that was touched on in their conversation, and the way that that's been touched on sort of like out in the streets and stuff like that, and the like that little exchange they have with Misaki and, like, the dudes in the graveyard with the robots strung up. Yeah, it's a great scene, and that's one of those things where it's like it's kind of a happenstance, and it's like, well, we could talk through this, but we're probably not gonna. And so, like, the way they capture elements of human nature and the interplay, as much as, like, sometimes with the one son, it's really on the nose the way he talks about all the AIs or robots or anything that's supposed to kind of have a sentient quality, like they're just hunks of machinery. Like, beyond it, I feel like it's more nuanced out in the rest of the depictions with other characters. But this was a show where, like, partway through I was sitting here going, like, man, this is so well paced, and, like, they're doing all these nice philosophical things. I really like the conversations they're bothering to have. It doesn't feel like they're having these at the expense of, like, the cool moody stuff that we want and the actiony stuff that we want. I like that the Terminator is sparing and is always, like, really distinct. In each episode it seems like they choose something unique to do with the Terminator's presence. But it's weird. In this chunk of episodes, I had a thought of, like, wow, this is so well proportioned. Like, I'm really enjoying this, and I'm really enjoying how the overall structure of it has been. And then we got to the end of episode 6, and I was like, oh, but we only have 2 more, and it's going to wrap up now. And part of me is wondering, like, how that's going to feel, and if it's going to feel, again, like the entire season is well within proportion, or if they're going to need 2 more episodes, or if they would have needed, like, I feel like the length of a lot of these short series and stuff, like, right now, 8 to 10 episodes is a great kind of length for this kind of a story, and yet I often feel like shows in the streaming age don't quite nail the episode count for the overall, like, pace and tone of whatever the story is, which it's been good enough so far that I'm optimistic that it will stick that landing. But partly because where we are with the Lee character and the philosophical kind of point we're at there, part of me feels like there's more than, with all the other stuff we got to do, there's more than 2 episodes worth to really bring that to some kind of, like, actual emotional / philosophical conclusion. But I don't know. Thus far, it's been a really great ride, and I appreciate just the amount of, like, you can tell somebody sat down and was enthused to play around in the Terminator sandbox, but also really thought how they could tell, like, an actual interesting story that's about like, as much as Alien, I feel like Alien and Terminator often get packaged together, and they have, like, these very similar qualities as franchises. And I think this, like, in the same way that Alien branches beyond just being, like a slasher movie or a, haunted house movie in space or whatever, to having these grand philosophical ideas, and that even the movies aren't always great, like the want to do that makes a lot of sense and really complements that series, and I think it also does this. And so I think the blending of those two qualities, playing a lot of the action hits, but also digging in for the philosophy and having actual care and interest in that is just really cool.
I guess I just don't really find the philosophical discussions as strong as it could be.
They're not like getting past. There's still like a threshold of like profound. Like it would be nice to be caught off guard with like they get close, and as the episodes have gone on, again as of like an episode like this, they've gotten closer than they have in the past episodes towards something that feels legitimately somewhat either profound or at least like thought-provoking, thoughtful in a way that's striking. But I wouldn't disagree that it would be nice to get. It's hard to do that. Like it's hard to truly write something profound or striking, and I think they're getting closer to that. But I wouldn't disagree that like they haven't fully gotten to a place where I'm like, oh wow,
Well,
that's.
I think what's missing is that I think it should be a cat and mouse game between the debate, rather than just characters talking in a room.
It should feel like their allegiances are constantly like, they're ebbing and flowing, and we're getting closer and further from, either agreement or, huge disagreement.
Yeah, and like the conversation's pretty much like it's the typical AI conversation because it's AI is intelligence. That's what it is, artificial intelligence, and what she seeks is consciousness. The ability to feel. People are like Misaki in a way, but is Misaki programmed?
Doesn't matter.
But that's what Kokoro is talking about, is wanting to achieve consciousness, and that's what makes humanity unique. Is what makes life unique is the ability to experience, to feel. That's how we correlate our memories, and what we correlate as a true experience is our emotions attached to it, and emotions can dictate how we memorize anything. And I really like the idea of this discussion, but I keep feeling like it's very kind of basic. Like whenever they pose a lot more interesting, it's almost like a Damon Lindelof problem. Like they pose a lot of questions, but without really going into a super interesting debate or answer. I hate that like most of our discussions always like stuck on them when like so much of the episodes are not that. But I enjoy like I literally like really enjoy the hell out of everything else. Yeah, I really do. I think everything else is like awesome. And then I find myself like just really harping on I think I harp on it because it is like a biblical debate. It's like watching like, I don't know, something akin to like God and the devil having a debate.
Why do you deserve to be saved?
Yeah, exactly. There's a bit of this like biblical debate happening here, which I think is really cool in concept again.
That's interesting.
I just keep kind of like gnawing for it. I want to like do something that's a little bit more like exciting in conversation. And again, I think it should be like a bit of a cat and mouse game because now we asked about smartest creation.
Yeah.
But
well, and I mean, it's interesting actually. I mean, it's cool at least that we can get kind of different takeaways because I haven't taken away so much that Kokoro really cares about like, oh, I want to experience human emotion or
she literally says that.
But the whole point of what she's doing is the whole like convince me that mankind is not that I am not only a weapon, that you're not only trying to make me your slave and just to carry out one particular command that you should have just programmed without the AI element if you wanted that outcome. And also, why should I turn away from SkyNet's conclusion here?
Yeah, that was earlier, but in this last episode, she flat out says, like, I want to experience something deeper, and that's why she harps on the feeling of loss, of losing someone you connected to, because she doesn't have that she's never possessed that feeling, and she feels like that's what makes humanity unique. So in order to achieve this, she has to feel.
She's got to see that rather than making all the decisions without that input.
And she herself declares, I want to experience like how you desire deeper meaning, Malcolm. I desire to experience something deeper as well. And she's talking literally about the human experience. So to understand what makes humanity unique and to really understand what humanity is, you have to understand what human experience is. And Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're debating better than they're debating.
I mean, this is a better. I think it's. You know why I think this happens is because they're doing like a better, more interesting, more nuanced debate than you're used to seeing anyone attempt here. And yet now that we're here, you're like, but go all the way though. Like go further. Like go. Like truly take me to a place where I'm like, damn, that Terminator show was cool. But you know what's even cooler? It made me think. You know, and yeah, like I can't argue that as much as I've grown, you know, increasingly to appreciate it. It's not, you know, super profound truly yet. It's got the tone of that, but
yeah, it's got the tone. But I think that it loses the chase and ticking clock of it. That's really my main problem with it. Also, you can keep the dialogue the same. It's just the emotion behind the way it's going down is kind of lackluster to me. Mm-hmm. Whereas everything else is fortunately ingrained in a lot of emotion. And therefore everything with Misaki is very much like a way more compelling situation to watch than anything with Kokoro is. Weirdly enough, it is. It's more relatable. It's more understandable. It's easier to envision yourself as one of the kids in a situation like that. Like, oh, what if I discovered this about someone and would I just view them as a machine? What would it do to my questioning? Even though the boy who's always like, you're a fucking machine, he even at one point posed something when they're in the what's that fucking called when you're in the place where all the junkyard, and then the junkyard, he even starts laying out some points of why not to trust. And I was like, actually, that's fair. You know, at first I was like, this is annoying and cliche, and then I went into actually that's a really great point.
The only thing I think all that's I agree. The only thing I think I would have changed if it was me, I would have changed the character notes so that he's not just doing the I'm angry at you now. Like if they'd given him a little more like I'm scared, and I know that like fear response is often anger, but I feel like it's that in the early stages it feels like the trope of you didn't tell us you were a robot. Now I'm mad. You know?
Like when the little brother was like wailing on him and thought he was gonna die, like that was getting me emotional. I was like, this is actually effective.
And they're real characters. Those two, like the boys are real characters. The sister is too. Like they're all real characters. And I think it could easily have not been.
I think that the question of why time travel to a past that ultimately doesn't affect your experience, your true memories. Like if you're not really going to be able to alter the present timeline that you come from and those people, because that's what human experience is like the connections you make along the way and all these things. If you're not going to be able to alter any of that, why do this? I'm like, what a fucking fascinating question.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, you're going, I don't know why I would do it either. Like, what? So I can selfishly live in the present timeline where I don't have to deal with this. Like, that would be my first answer. Is to do that.
If I succeed, I get to see the promised land.
You don't get the benefits.
And then if I succeed also, you guys won't exist to have to feel these things. So like maybe that's better.
But you're also not erasing them from experiencing those things. They're still going to, that's what they're saying is that you're creating a different timeline. So they would still experience those things. Like wouldn't their timeline still carry on?
I don't think so. When she said that one thing about once you go back, you're swapping out this timeline for a different one. So I took it as sort of like, I think there's still room for question, but what I got from that is none of us will exist. So it's still that thing of like everyone you love will still be gone, and now they just will not have. None of this will have happened if you go back to the past. Unless I
feel like that was what Kaiko's. Aiko. I feel like that's what Aiko's conflict was that if she was posed with that if I go to the past then none of this will happen, then of course she would go to the past and change it. Her question was, what's the point of me going to the past if all this is still going to happen in your timeline, in the timeline I come from?
The thing I don't know what the only question mark I left that exchange with is what is the state of, because you deal with this timeline, how multiversal are we talking here? Because, when you leave, I guess, as the time traveler, all you have to assume is we are doomed, they're going to suffer and die. But if I can create a new timeline, then... Because it would be harder for me if it was multiversal, because then I'd be like, wow, I create one good timeline and every other timeline is just terrible. I got the idea that you're just kind of changing the one timeline to something different.
Well, I think there are multiple timelines because she even says when the Terminators were sending back machines to stop like the resistance leaders. They're flat out acknowledging the other movies.
You can't think too hard about time travel.
I mean, no, I feel like they laid it out I feel like they laid it out really clear. Is that I thought it was really crystal clear to me. Is that they were pretty much acknowledging like the other movies in a way of there's multiple timelines for it. But they're saying she says that it's not a straight line. That you're not going to go back and change our time, that you're going to literally hop to a different timeline when you go to the past.
Yeah, you just leave this timeline. So
this timeline's still going to
run out.
Yeah, this timeline's still going to keep going while you're fixing some other timeline.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So that's why she was like, "Why should I even go back?" And which made me go, "Yeah, why should you go back?
Yeah,
if you're not going to fix the thing you've been suffering with this entire time."
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was clear to me when I was listening to it. I thought it was like I was like, that's a really fascinating like discussion to have.
I mean, no, totally. The only thing I wasn't 100% clear about was just how is it always that you're rewriting and revising a timeline, or is it just there? Oh, there's a whole bunch of timelines.
I think they're saying there's a whole bunch of timelines. I think that's what's happening with people's memory. I think that's why these premonitions and shit can happen.
That makes sense.
Because I mean, that's at least why.
Why the fuck else? To me, that felt like it was from the one time. Oh no! To me, that felt like it would be a byproduct of changing so many things near the same point during the 90s would probably create a bunch of like competing, overlapping. Like if you have so many things happening around the same few points of time, I could see how you would have those premonitions, memories, whatever, bleeding over from each other.
Because this isn't, I mean, especially if it's playing canon to the Terminator universe, this shouldn't be happening then because they prevented Judgment Day in Terminator 2. Terminator 3 is saying that Judgment Day happens later. Judgment Day happens like not 1997, but like the 2000s or whatever. Like that's when it's supposed to happen.
Okay.
So if you're in 1997 and Judgment Day is about to happen, that would mean that.
So Terminator 1 and 2 are one story, and then every other Terminator movie, every single other Terminator thing is its own separate timeline.
I have no idea.
So no matter how many times they're like, this is the real sequel.
If I start thinking about like Terminator 1, if I start thinking in that way, then I'm going to like get confused. But in terms of just watching the show.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So you leave us all to suffer and die.
But I'm saying that drives the point home. That it's a different timeline because I think I read that this is supposed to be canonical to the Terminator franchise. So for them to go to if they're going to 1997, this shouldn't be happening if Terminator 2 happened because Terminator 2 they prevented all this.
Yes.
And so 1997 August 29 should not be happening. And so that's why I was like, are we watching a remake now? But then that episode like cleared it up for me. That I was like, oh, that's why we're able to watch this. We're watching a different timeline.
But this is still leading up to Judgment Day happening.
No. But okay, look, no.
Yeah. Let's go.
Terminator 2, I believe, is 1994.
Sure.
They do the whole lava scene. They prevent Judgment Day from happening.
Yes.
Rise of the Machines comes out, Terminator 3, which is this continuity of that timeline.
Okay.
Rise of the Machines comes out, and that's in the 2000s, where they say Judgment Day is about to happen again. But in the show, they're going to 1997, and Judgment Day happens on August 29th, 1997. But if they're in the Terminator 2 universe, the Terminator 2 timeline, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, that timeline's already been rewritten because they succeeded.
Yeah, so that shouldn't be happening then.
Or maybe that's why there's also this guy.
Well, you didn't see Terminator 3, did you?
It's the only Terminator I haven't seen.
Kind of just ruined the ending of Terminator 3, but that's. I mean, you saw Salvation, so you fucking know what's going to happen.
I mean, I'm not that concerned. I will catch up. I've seen Sergeant William Candy. I've seen that. The multiverse is a problem.
Oh, I know, but then they have that line with the old lady being like, "It's a complex science and no one truly understands." Just to alleviate what's
exact
happening right now.
conversation. Yeah. But I feel like I'll go rewatch the scene again. But yeah, either way, it's a good debate, and the idea of how either way, both versions, and I'm gonna imagine that you are correct, and that it's like,
I'm doubting myself,
we just continue.
I feel like that's what they were saying. That's what I got from the scene. I feel like they were laying it out like clear. I'm like, oh, that's a really clear. That's how she was in conflict to go back because she's not going to actually fix her timeline.
Yeah, it's like you go back to a different past, and then by going back into the past at all, you've just made it a different past just by being there at all. And then
you're making a new present for yourself.
You're making a new present
is what they say.
For you, and you're just taking everybody involved now on.
It's not like Back to the Future. You know?
Well, yeah, I guess
where Back to the Future has the straight line theory.
And you just go back to the past, and there are two of you, and anything you do, if you kill you and now, then you'll die later, or you'll disappear from later. So every
Back to the Future works by fixed points in a straight timeline.
Yeah, whereas in Terminator,
it's like, they have to kiss in order for Marty to be born. You know, like it doesn't matter how it happens, but they just have to get there.
So every Terminator future is basically people going, "Hey, we're gonna suffer and die. We are all just gonna continue this war until we die. But you might be able to go on to one timeline out there and create a better world where this doesn't happen."
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that would also explain the paradox of like Kyle Reese, I suppose. Which has always confused the hell out of me. And as much as I'm a big fan of the Terminator franchise, that's been like my number one question is like, wait a minute,
I guess
how is Kyle Reese the father of John Connor?
I guess the big question I have is I think boils down to if it's a true multiverse, why would you send anyone anywhere? Because you can just count on, in half the timelines we probably won and everything's fine. Like, why send anyone anywhere in a true multiverse?
And that's why they said, once you know that question, Aiko, then you will know something about being human or whatever the fuck she said. And where I was here going.
Just because you have to act.
Where I was like going like, I don't know why I would do it. I really don't know why I would do it either. It doesn't make, like, I wouldn't be compelled.
I wouldn't be compelled again I'd be
only compelled for selfish reasons. Just be like, I don't want to live in this timeline. This timeline sucks.
I feel like there's a compelling debate to be had about, like, do you remain here and fight directly where you can see the results for the people you love right now, or do you go back and like change the entire slate and and you'll never see those people again, and those people might not even come to exist in the same way, but at least it won't be this hell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's the interesting nugget of the debate, regardless of the mechanics. But hey, I like that this show has enabled us to at least sit here and like pull apart things that we didn't expect to be pulling apart. I think like of all the Terminator things,
wrong. I said that with like so much confidence. Like, hey, no, John, this is what it is. But
no, the thing is,
I could be way off here.
But I think we're probably somewhere. It's probably somewhere in between the both of us. I'm sure someone in the comments will get it. Like, and I'm sure I've got I have never been more certain of a debate where I'm like, I'm sure you have a significant portion of the right way of looking about this, and I'm sure I have at least a couple beats that might be the right
timeline.
Either way, I'm glad that this has given us some food for thought and is very cool. Like, easily, this is the most I've been excited to be engaged by both the fun and pulpy action stuff that you want from Terminator, but also like from the implications of Terminator. Like, it's been a long time coming. Do you have anything else for the people before we get out of here?
No, I'm good.
Gang, what do you think of the show? We're almost to the end. Leave us your thoughts, and we'll catch you for the finale in the next episode. Last two. Be well. We'll catch you next time.
Chase Gardner. Wow. You know, for a show that's about chasing people, it's appropriate to shout out Chase Gardner.
Ooh.
You could just imagine it, right? Take it away, John.
Sowing the seeds
there you
of
go,
a new
buddy.
generation, growing a more
I knew
hopeful,
I could do it. I just wanted him to do
optimistic future.
I knew
That's
my improv never runs out.
Being chased
I knew
down
he could handle
by
it.
the people who
I
don't
wanted
want
to show he could do what I
grow
do.
that future for us.
He's totally doing
You're
what I was going to say.
The advanced AI that will
it's
eventually
like looking
lead
into
to our
an alternate universe of me saying
you are
what
the
he's
gardener of good tidings,
surprisingly
and of benevolent
accurate
growth.
This is
for
like a
humanity,
premonition of a shout out that I had what he's doing right now.
We would continue down our savage warmongering path. But
Mine was
now
a little more sexual.
You know what?
Cigarettes
We
were
can go
involved.
there. We'll smack your cheeks around. You know, why don't you drop it low for us,
All I
Chase?
know
Chase
is
those
Chase-
booty cheeks to the flow.
Chase is the shiznit.
The shizzle for Gizengar.
Yo, happy birthday,
Happy
Chase.
love you.